Alright guys, what is going on? My name is Damien. Welcome back. I'm bringing you my review for episode 20 of the Vampire Diaries. This episode, in my opinion, was not as good as last week's, but it was still a pretty good episode nonetheless. And that was largely in part due to the fact that they are wrapping up Damon and Elena. Unfortunate as it is, they are wrapping the relationship up. It's going to end at the end of season 6, and there's only 2 episodes left. So, I said this before, if you're a Damon and Elena supporter, it must not be a good time for you. Some of the people that I've seen comment on my videos before on my clips channel, I haven't seen them in a while, so I'm assuming that they have stopped watching because I've been on the lookout for certain names that I know were like really popular, at least on my videos for early on season 6 scenes and so on. But it is what it is, nothing you can do about it, so let's talk about the episode really quickly. The only thing I'm really going to touch on is Damon and Elena, because the scenes outside of that, you can see basically what they're doing is building up to the season finale and having to deal with Lily and Kai and all of that. That really doesn't apply too much for tonight's episode. They're just doing small things leading into the season finale. So at some point, either next week or the week after, that's where you'll really feel their presence. But tonight, you can see, was really all about Damon and Elena. I mean, obviously, Stefan had scenes with his mother, but Lily's character, she's really just kind of out there. And Stefan is doing his whole I'm not going to give up on you bit, but it really was a side show compared to the scenes between Damon and Elena. They had about 9 minutes of scenes, which is pretty good. That's pretty good. Nothing compared to Stefan and Caroline that 1 week, but it is still pretty damn good. So, what were their scenes about, really? Oh, it's really simple. They just were able to at least clear up a couple things, but ultimately, Damon does not want to be human. And this is not surprising because, again, once Nina Dobrev announced that she's leaving the show, you pretty much know how it's going to play out. So there was only 2 or 3 variations that I saw playing out, and this is obviously one of them. She takes the cure, she's going to leave. That's all there is to it. And Damon, he's never wanted to be human, and I think really he was trying to convince himself that it was worth it to be with Elena, but we all know that's not going to happen because he's scheduled for season 7, so she's not going to be there. So what would they really talk about? Now, as a viewer, it kind of ruins a lot of the surprise factor of the show, because when a character like that goes on a social network and kind of tweets or posts something, then yeah, well, the hope of them being together is already gone, and there's not really any surprising moments as far as the relationship is concerned for the last few episodes, because now we just basically know they're wrapping up, saying their goodbyes and all of that. So I hope they have a good send-off for Elena, but ultimately nothing that we saw tonight with Damon and Elena really mattered, because it doesn't matter how many times she says I love you, or how many times they hold hands or have scenes together or hug or kiss or whatever they're going to do, because we know that ultimately she's saying goodbye at some point. Either it's going to be at the end of next week's episode or in the following week. They're going to have some sort of formal goodbye, but I imagine they're going to save both goodbyes for Stefan and Damon in the final episode, the season finale rather. So I don't know. It's I'm not happy with the way the show is ending, because I know a lot of people are going to look at season 6 as the last season, and they're probably not going to watch season 7, and I can't really say I blame you. With Gossip Girl season 6, I always come back to this show for whatever reason, but I never actually watched the episodes when they aired, and I didn't post scenes. What I did, I ended up posting scenes on my old channel before it was closed. I post scenes for the very last episode because I was watching the episodes in secret. Everyone on my channel, at that point I had over 10,000 subscribers, and a lot of them were from Gossip Girl, and they would ask me, are you watching the show? And I would say no, I'm not. I'm done with that. But I ended up like watching them all because I refuse to not finish a show, and that's just how I am when I start. If I commit to a show like that, so with the Vampire Diaries, I'm still going to watch season 7. But I imagine that for me, I'm looking forward to maybe hopefully they do some Bonnie and Damon stuff. I know that's not what you guys want to hear, but if you're a Damon and Elena fan, but there's really nothing else. I'm not really seeing anything else outside of Stefan and Caroline that they're really going to have going for season 7. And you need to have at least more than one relationship, and Tyler's leaving as well, so a lot of the characters are being reduced, so there's nothing else you can really do. And with Elena leaving, there's really not a lot, so that's really all I'm looking forward to. But I understand if you guys are fans of Damon and Elena that there's nothing really left for you, and there's really no reason to actually keep watching. And it always comes back to the stuff I said in my last review, or even the one before that, where they built an idea of Damon and Elena for years. At this point, it's unbelievable it's been that long, because I was 22, I remember, in season 3, and it's like, now I'm gonna turn 26 in 23 days, and we're still at this point where nothing is resolved. And it's unfortunate, because I thought that was the end game, but it's what it is. So they had some great scenes, but when you really look at it in perspective, it doesn't really matter now, does it? So, but at least they're wrapping things up in a somewhat passable way, and the scenes between Alaric and Joe were okay as well. No problem there. The scenes are what they are. I even actually appreciated Enzo's scenes tonight. He didn't feel irrelevant. Now Matt, on the other hand, and Tyler, my God, I don't even know what to say about those two guys. They need to leave the show right now. Matt needs to go as well. I don't know what he's doing here, but it's it's just all fun. I guess you just can't even take it serious, even remotely serious. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about it. It was an average episode. Obviously, they're saving their best bits for the last 2, so we'll see what happens next week and the week after that. I do apologize if you were expecting some scenes last night from Arrow. YouTube was having some issues, and that's why I didn't do my review. It just wouldn't upload. I tried, it just would not do it, and then I ended up losing the file, so it's what it is. Apologize for that. YouTube sometimes has errors like that. I'm not even sure what to call them. It's server overload, who knows what it is. But I'll see you guys in another video on Saturday, and I guess that's it. So let me know what you think about the Vampire Diaries. Comment as always, share your thoughts and opinions, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and I will respond to your comment. My name is Damien. I will see you guys later.